The views and the opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities of LFTP Productions.
Surgeon General warning: tobacco use increases the risk of infertility, stillbirth, and low birth weight.
Leave your work, forget that job. Move them hips and swing that vibe. Come on, and move to the beat. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Word on the street is you do it good. Work it out and work it good. Work with your body and swing with your hips.
3, 2, 1.
Hey y'all, so it is Relly B again at Be Fo-Rell Podcast. If you are new here, welcome. But if you're not, you see I changed my background a little bit. So, but not only did I change the background, I wanted to switch it up a little bit and actually tell you like a story, a personal story. So I need you to keep up with me. We're gonna be talking in code because you know how I am. But I want to talk about how I was intimate with someone and then they decided to try to move into my place and then try to hit me with a squatter's rights. So if you don't know, it takes place last year. It starts last year and it's gonna carry on over to this year. So I was talking to this guy, we're gonna call him L. So I was cool with L, and I had met L a while back, and L was cool. You know, I really fancy dark skin men. I like dark skin men. I really do. I love dark skin men. Always have, always will. So I was talking to this dark skin guy named L. He had a decent job. He was doing well for himself and all of that. When we met, he took me out to eat. All nice, fun shit. So long story short, we were dealing for a few months, and then he called me like boohoo crying. I mean like crying for doom, snot coming out the mouth, tears, all of his motherfucking eyes, all kind of stuff. So I'm like, damn, like what's going on? Mother is on the way. So I made it to his place, right? And he stayed in a more Tony, help me. What's a word? What's a strong word for like ghetto?
Hood.
I wasn't trying to say hood. Urban. He was in an urban area. So I went to the place, you know, I was a little nervous, you know, I was scared that my Mercedes was gonna get its window busted out and all kind of stuff, but it was okay. So I went there, I was urgently there, I'm stomping, like I'm coming through like trailblazing, you know how mother do whenever mother gotta do what it do. So I get there and the apartment is empty. I'm like, damn, like they really robbed you blind. I mean, like, close your eyes blind. Like Helen Keller. So I'm in the apartment, like I'm walking around with him. He got the police there. I leave. Y'all know, at that time I was on probation. So I leave. You know, I don't like 5-0. So I leave and then I finally come back once they're gone. And I help him pack up his things. I help him like put stuff in his vehicle, put stuff in my vehicle. And we head to my place because he had nowhere else to go. And he was already paying bills in my house. So why the hell not let him come try to pay all these motherfuckers? See, that's what I was thinking. That's why I fucked up at. Because I was like, he already paying bills in my house. Let him just come move with you and pay all the bills. And then you can use all your money to do X, Y, and Z and all of that. So while he was with me, I had went to Jamaica and Bora Bora. So I was like, okay, well, shit, he already, well, whatever. So he moves into my house, and I could say about like 4 months in, I decided that I don't want to do this anymore. One, if I'm being completely transparent, I didn't have time to heal. I broke up with Phil in August, got with him right before Christmas. I didn't have time to heal from the guy before Phil. So it's like, I was just like, you know what, I really need to focus on that because I realized I was getting so angry about the dumbest shit, the stupidest shit ever. So I finally, I was like, but you don't have to get out, but basically you're gonna have to sleep on the sofa, but I don't want you to pay all the bills by yourself, especially since I don't want you here. I'll pay my rent and all that, you just pay the light bill, whatever. So he pays the light bill. Never had a problem with him paying the light bill. He always paid it on time. He always had put groceries in the house. So I never had a problem with that. You know, he was working, I work. Then, you know, I had my content shit. I was filming, all kind of things. So this is where life get tricky. So now I'm actually messing with someone. And when I say messing, I mean like I'm just having sex. Friends with benefits deal. He comes sit down to me. He's telling me like, oh, I don't think you should be messing with nobody. You should be messing with me if you're going to mess with anybody because I live here. All kind of crazy shit. So I'm like, no, dunzo, dead. I'm not even attracted to you anymore. You're just here until you find you literally have to find somewhere to stay. So I could say about 2 months in, we were still arguing, we're still beefing about me messing with Jordan. So I'm messing with Jordan, playing with Jordan, whatever. I'm going to spend the night at Jordan's house. I got to hear about it. I got to deal with it. I got to hear all kind of bullshit about it. I'm getting into it, which, you know, looking back at it, I kind of was wrong, but then we're not together. So I'm telling you, like, you could stay here, but you don't have to stay here. So go and find somewhere to go. So whatever. So something happened, but he was asleep, and something just told me, my heart, my chest told me to go through that phone. I went through his phone, and not only, a matter of fact, I'm gonna just say the first one and then bring in the second one. So the first one was how he was sitting in my house crying and beefing with me and trying to argue with me, blah, 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 blah. The whole time I was messing with Jordan, he was messing with somebody on his lunch break and messing with somebody either before or after work. So that was a problem. And then the second one was he didn't have a place of his own. He was actually staying with somebody, and the person found out that he was talking to me, and they wound up leaving the apartment high and dry because they had something called a CPN. If you don't know what a CPN is, I'm not here to teach you fraud 101. So, the boy had a CPN, so he just left the apartment high and dry. So he had no choice but to come stay with me because he couldn't, I'm not gonna say he couldn't afford it, but moving into an apartment is expensive. It really is. So that was the problem. So I called him, I woke him out. Well, I woke him up and I tried to talk to him about it. You know, I was yelling and stuff. So he wound up swinging at me. We wound up going at it, whatever. He wound up getting out. I'm like, you can't stay here. Can't stay here. So I was in the bed. Mind you, I was on probation at the time. So he's like, I'm gonna call the police on you. I'm gonna have you locked up in jail. You thought your ex did X, Y, and Z, but watch how I do you, blah, 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 blah. So he leaves. I can say like 2 days later, I get a hard bang on the door. So like I'm literally about to shit on myself. Like I put my dog up. I put her up. I had texted my friend like, come to my house right now, because like honest and truly, I thought I was going to jail, because when you on probation, you can't do anything. Like even if they call you, can't do anything. So put him out, whatever, boom. Open the door finally, and it's him. And he's on the phone with his mom. And he was like, so he kind of like nudged me out the way, and I was like, what you doing? He was like, oh, well, I don't have to leave because I get mail here and I got a key here. And my mama said that you're gonna have to legally put me out in 30 days in order for me to, in order for you to really just get rid of me and put me out. So I'm like pissed. So, cause I had to call my grandma, call my people. They said that was true. So I'm like, fuck. So whatever. So wind up waiting. And so my lease was ending in July. So mind you, it's May, late May. So I wound up waiting, and I told them I was not renewing my lease. I gave them the 60-day letter, all that kind of stuff. You know, the proper protocol that you got to do to leave the apartment. Gave them that letter and said I would not be returning. I went and got an apartment elsewhere. I went and got a mid-rise elsewhere. He thinking everything all hunky-dory, and I'm packing up. So he said he had to work a double. So I think he had worked from like 7 a.m. to like 7 p.m. And then I think it was like 11 to 11 or something, whatever. I know he was going for a hot minute. So when he left at 7, I left at 8. I went and got the U-Haul. And a lot of people underestimate me, but I'm 6'2", 202 pounds. Only thing I need is a dolly, and I can move everything out of my house by myself. The hardest part about moving out of an apartment or home or anything is always, to me, is always gonna be that mattress. Because the mattress be flipping and turning and bending all kind of ways. So I get this big piece of bisqueen or plastic, whatever you wanna call it, and I'll put it on there and I will slide the mattress on, and then once I put it where I gotta put it, I'll take it off unless it's going in the storage or something like that. So by the time I moved in, I got the keys to the new place and everything else, I moved in. By 6 p.m., I already had Jay Bradley, shout out to Jay Bradley, who hang up my TVs. I already had Jay Bradley hanging up my TVs and hanging up the motherfucking pictures in my house. So by 6 p.m., I was already moved into the new place. By the time I knew he got off from work because he texted me calling me all kind of stupid, raggedy, bum bitches, all kind of everything, this, that, and the fourth, all kind of shit. So I'm like, okay, he see that I'm gone. So I left the apartment because it only had like a few days left. So I called the leasing office and I said, hey, I moved out, but I need like a few days because I have some people coming to paint and repaint and fix and clean what I probably messed up or whatever, repair anything that I did. No problem. They were very lenient with me. So whatever. I think around the third day, they told me he was there with the door locked. He stayed there with the door locked. Like, they couldn't get in because of the deadbolt from the inside. So I'm like, damn, like, okay, so they was like, oh, really? Well, if you don't have it by a certain time, we're gonna have to charge you, blah, 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 la, 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 all kind of shit. So he wound up, I don't know what he did, but he was still staying there. So instead of them calling the police, I told them to tell me when he was there. I just ended up cutting the lights off, and then he wound up leaving, all that kind of stuff. And then the people, shout out to the Hispanics that I hired from Home Depot because they did an immaculate job. I got my deposit back. So now let's fast forward to spring break. Lord, must be that liquor. That's who need to sponsor me, Marshall. Because you know I drink them all the time. So basically, now, boom. I'm moving to my new, I'm here. I'm in the, whatever, I'm in the same vicinity, whatever. It's a year now. That was a year ago. So now we're talking about current, March. When was spring break? That was like a few weeks ago, right? Yeah. Okay, so spring break. So I was sick. I had this bug going around. I don't know which one of you out of towners brought it, but y'all brought it and it hit me hard. But I thought I had the flu. I thought I had COVID. I thought I had cancer. I thought I had a whole bunch of shit. But I had a sinus infection and all kind of stuff that come with it and all of that. But nevertheless, he came to the motherfucking house. He came to my house. He said, hey, you know, we weren't beefing or nothing. We was back talking. We weren't back talking, but, you know, like he could call me for something. Because, you know, you got to remember, he did help me at my place. And that was the first person I ever dealt with that helped me pay bills. So he said, hey, I just need to chill at your house for like an hour or two in between my work shifts. I'm like, no problem, whatever. He come, he stayed for an hour, then he skedaddled. He come the next day, he stayed for an hour, and he skedaddled. But now this time, he come to my house, and it's unexpected. And when he come in, I was laying like this. So my door is that way, and the TV up. So I'm laying that way, and I hear wheels on the floor. I look, he got a suitcase. So I'm like, what's going on this and for? He's like, I'm gonna leave this here because I got a flight at 10 a.m. So I'm like, whatever. It's like, it's late. I'm like, well, I don't really care. Like, you know, it's not that serious. So he go put it in the closet, and he leave like 15 minutes later. He said, I'm about to go. And I'm like, where you going? He said, I'm going by my man house. Why you can take this by your man house? Why you can take this by your man house? Why you got to take it to my, why you got to bring it here? Up in my one bedroom, one bath. I only got 800 square feet. My apartment is filled to the brim. I'm comfortable and all of that, but this apartment is for me, a space for me and me only. So I'm like, oh, bitch. So I was like, but you know, it's only a few hours. I don't know what him and his man got going on. He could go on and leave it here. He said his flight was at 10, right? He didn't make it to my house until like 5 or 6 p.m. So mind you, I haven't seen Jordan in a long time. Coincidentally, Jordan comes back around. Me and Jordan talking, whatever. Jordan was like, he missed my cooking, blah, blah, which a lot of men do because, you know, I get that cooking from my granny. I get that cooking from my granny. Shout out to Miss Dora. Shout out to my motherfucking grandmother. So I get that cooking from my granny. And so I had cooked for him. I made him something simple of red beans and rice or cornbread and fried chicken. You know, something fast. You know, just put it in the pressure cooker with ingredients in it. Clean up the whole house while it's cooking, whatever, you know. So I do that. Whatever. Fuck it. He comes, but when Jordan get there, I'm already downstairs to open the door for Kadavi. I almost said the name. Keep that in there too. Don't take it out. Don't take it out. Don't take it out. So I'm about to open the door for L. So I'm about to open the door for L already. So he comes up and he was like, oh, like, I need to do this, I need to do that. He throwing shit away and all that kind of stuff and everything else. Now, the boy who he was upset with me sleeping about last year, he's back in my house. Because, you know, pussy's so good like my granny. Nevertheless, we're not here to talk about how good my grandmother is and how good I am. We're here to tell a story, okay? So, he got like a whole bunch of shit laid out. I mean, like just laid out, like this and that and heated blankets and this and that. He was like, do you want this heated blanket? I'm like, no, because you count favors. So whatever, do whatever. I fixed Jordan a plate. Whenever I fixed Jordan a plate, I brought him like, you know, I have the little tables that you carry and sit right here and eat and watch TV and all of that. You know, like an old person because I'm old at heart. So I'm like, whatever, go ahead. He gonna ask me when I'm about to sit down, oh, can I have a plate? Jordan looked me dead in my face and looked at me and said, I was like, no. So now he packing up his stuff, and so Jordan basically like, you know, Jordan came there to do adult things with me. Like, you know, that's my piece. We came to do adult things with me. He had to hurry up and whatever, blah, blah, blah. So basically, he picks up all his things and everything else. And then I go outside with him and I'm like, hey, let me ask you a question. Are you homeless? Because granted, we all men. I get a little twang to me sometimes if I've been outside all day playing basketball or whatever I decide to do. You might get a little twang, you know, just go a little wash up, all of that. But it's a difference in a twang and a body odor. When it smells like you just been, your twang, after it build up so long, it is a body odor. Cause he had that smell, like that smelly smell. Like this, it wasn't no like a, it was more like a, like, you know, like you tuck your lips in. It was just like, it was like, it just, he smelled almost homeless. That's why I asked, because you know how homeless people kind of had that smell to them and all that kind of stuff. He was almost starting to smell like them. So it was like, you freshly homeless. So I was like, what's going on? This and for. He had an attitude. He was like, what's it to you? Oh, okay, well, bitch, that's why you're in the position that you in, ho. So I was like, whatever. So then he found up coming out and telling me basically what his situations was and all that kind of stuff and everything else. But mind you, he has a man. So why can't you tell your man X, Y, and Z instead of just being homeless? And then I thought about it. He can't tell him the situation because he was too busy lying to the boy the same way he was lying to me. So with that being said, don't house no nigga, don't feed no nigga, because they all like stray cats, and guess what? They're gonna always come back. Okay? Okay.
Live from the Pentagon.